Chief Diesel, see Councilor Rudd here, see Councilor Hogan, see Peter McCarthy, Chair of CRB. Chief Cecil, I think you only have one item, so we will let CRB wait a little bit and let you go first. I don't see Ray, so that's probably good. Let you go first.
Sure. So this, absolutely. So this request is for $60,000 from our capital account. It's to purchase upgrades to our computer systems, the software upgrades that are necessary as we continue on into the next year.
Councilor Rudd, I know you had some questions too. Want to go ahead?
Well, I was just saying to Councilman Majoke that if when we have DPW now, they give us, when they ask for vehicles or something along those lines, they give us a list of the vehicles they have, their age, their life expectancy. So we have a sense of how much we're purchasing, how much we're replacing, and whether we're replacing enough. And we don't have any of that detail in this case. So I was wondering if you could provide more in terms of how many computers you have, what kind of computers do you have, what are their ages, when are you going to need to replace? Is this us replacing half of what we're supposed to be replacing in a normal time, or is this replacing what we should be, or is it like we don't really have any context? Just it literally basically says $60,000 for computers.
Yep, I can get you that, Councilor Rudd. I think it's my understanding, and I'll make sure before next time we meet, but I don't think it's any hardware at all. I think it's all software upgrades. For instance, when we're required to upgrade a computer and it goes across the board, whether it's an upgrade from one of the Windows platform to another one, I think it's all software. But I will confirm that and get back to you on it.
Okay, and then I guess, yeah, that would be helpful because right now it's hard to tell.
Okay.
Is this like capital that gets bonded, or is this just cash capital? And then how does that fit into what the department's doing for its reduction? Because I thought that we were grabbing a bunch of cash capital for budget cuts. So.
Yep, I will get you that answer as well. And I'll get you that answer as well. I'm not quite sure the answer to that.
And Chief, along those lines, considering our situation that we are in now, is this something we can do without this year at all, or not? As you go and look for those answers, if you can include that for us, that would be great.
I sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll wait for that. Councilor Rudd, are you okay with that, pending those questions?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we will move it, and we'll wait for those to come through, and we'll have to talk about it on Monday.
Okay.
All right. Any Councilor Hogan, do you have anything, or are you all set? Councilor Hogan, I don't know, I can't hear you. No, still no.
I'm all set, Counselor. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's good. All right, excellent. All right, let's move. Thank you, Chief Cecil. Let's move on to CRB, the item here for us. Raynette.
Good evening, Council. Thank you for having us at this meeting. We have the items related to our outside counsel. That's Bousquet Holstein, and the attorney that typically works with the CRB is Ryan Susser. Bousquet Holstein has been our counsel for a number of years and is well familiar with the aspects of the CRB, and we have had to utilize them more in last year, and we anticipate having to utilize them significantly during this year. As you know, as in hiring an outside counsel, many times corporation counsel for the city has a different interest than what the CRB has. So it's always necessary to have a independent counsel to run those items by someone else who is going to look at the legislation of the CRB and weigh in. So that is our item related to outside counsel in Bousquet Holstein. The next item that we have relates to our independent investigator, private investigator.
Wait. Let's finish that item first before we move on to the.
Sorry.
Yeah, councilors, do you have any question for this item?
I don't.
Okay, so Ray, you said this is for Ryan, right? The attorney on board.
Yes.
I guess when I came in, I met Ryan. Is this what we have been doing all these years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we've had Bousquet Holstein for a number of years. Our previous attorney, Harry Williams, passed away. And after Harry passed away, Ryan has been our go-to attorney at Bousquet Holstein since then. So Ryan was on board the last fiscal year, and he has continued to work with us this year so far, tidying up with what was happening last year.
Okay, I see that is it one behind? Is it because of COVID, or is it as for any other reason?
In terms of us presenting it to the council?
Yes.
It is because of COVID, and we did just get a new budget analysis, and I think she had to understand the process as to how to get things taken care of. And we've been working with the procurement department as well, related to these things. And I think that it's just the transition between the two that caused us a delay.
All right, I think that should be it. If no further question from the council, let's go to the second item.
All right, our second item has to do again with our private investigator, who is Virgil Hutchinson. He has worked with the CRB last fiscal year. Some of the concerns that were advised previously related to investigations and the hiring of a private investigator was to have someone who has some previous law enforcement experience. We know that Virgil Hutchinson previously worked with the Syracuse Police Department and owns his own private investigator firm. And so therefore we utilized him last year during that fiscal year, and we intend to utilize him as well. And he understands the relationship between the two departments. And that's kind of the reason why we chose him.
All right. Councilor Hogan, Councilor Rudd, anything?
Councilor Majok, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I was just wondering, I don't have the legislation before me, but as far as the lawyer goes, that wasn't without a competitive bid, correct, Renette?
It was because we had previously done the competitive bid prior to this point, and given the history related to the CRB, it is pretty difficult. Well, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but based upon the knowledge and the expertise that's required when looking at the legislation, we did do that without consulting another attorney because of the nature of it, and that we've utilized Bousquet Holstein in the past. So therefore we have a good working relationship. They've been working with the city. You know, Ryan has been building a relationship with the law department and working with Kristen. You know, the chief of police currently knows who Ryan is, and we've had really good discussions last year related to that. And we see that it has a good working relationship in order to not create any kind of deficiencies or any holdup in us moving forward with regard to progress that needs to be made.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any further questions, councilors?
I'm all set.
Brad, you good?
Councilor Majuk,
Yes,
may I ask
sir.
a question?
Sure.
Renette, this is Nader.
Nader.
How are you?
Good.
Just a quick question to follow up on Councilor Hogan. Again, as do any of either of these two vendors, either the investigator or the law firm, have they been vetted for Ban the Box?
In terms of the in the box, can you clarify what your question is related to that?
So any of the vendors that are doing business with the city, they have to make sure that their applications, whenever they're using, have an application for employment that doesn't have any of the restrictions from the Syracuse Fair Employment Ordinance that we passed in 2013.
I do not believe so. That they have any concerns related to that. I can follow up with them and ask them specifically that question, but it is not something that I previously inquired, but I, based upon the relationships that they have both built in the community, I do not feel that that would be a concern, but I will follow up and get you that information.
Yeah, it's not, the issue is that they have applications for employment, and you should get a copy of their application.
Okay.
So that you can see that they're not asking any information on the application that is contrary to the ordinance that was passed on the Syracuse Fair Employment.
All right, I will obtain a copy from both agencies, the law firm and also the Freeland Investigation Services. I will ask both of them for a copy of their application and then I will provide it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Nader.
Yeah. Great question on city auditor. Any more councilors, or is that it? All right. Cecil, I think we are all set on your side as well. Chief Cecil? Okay, well, everyone, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.